Coming to you live from the Great Lakes Center, college volleyball at its finest. I'm Tommy Carroll here with my partner,
Mike Johnson. Thanks for forgetting my name, Tom.
Well, we're back, and we're about to call the third place, the bronze medal game between the Marquette Golden Eagles and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Play will start in about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And again, this is the bronze medal game for the Golden Domers and the Marquette Golden Eagles. So that fits pretty well. So this should be a very exciting contest. The Irish played DePaul in the earlier matchups. They won 25-19 and 25-23 in their first sets. And they lost their last set to DePaul 25-17. So we've seen a lot of Marquette so far. And Mike, can you talk a little bit about Marquette before we get going here?
They played very well. Of course, they handled Bradley pretty easily. Then come up against Michigan State, which was a very tough opponent led by Lauren Zawiski.
Jezowski.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Lots of names to remember.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Notre Dame. I mean, Marquette. They're a tough team. They should be very competitive. I think they had their hearts broken big time in that Michigan State game. But Notre Dame, their 20-10 overall record last year and a 13-2 conference record. Their 2 conference losses were to guess who? Marquette. So this should be, you think this would be a little bit of a revenge game for Notre Dame.
Yeah, the Irish will certainly be out for blood in this one. They're thirsty. Right now they're staring down the Golden Eagles as they're warming up. So definitely 13-2 in the conference in the Big East. After now, they're definitely want to get Marquette's number and win this bronze medal game to start spring volleyball to get off to a good start before that spring football starts in South Bend where everyone goes crazy.
All right. Yeah, both teams, Marquette and Notre Dame, finished 13-2 in the Big East. So these are a couple conference foes. Marquette's only 2 losses were to top-ranked Louisville. And as I mentioned, Notre Dame's only 2 losses were to Marquette. So should be a solid game between 2 very good squads here.
Head coaches for Marquette is Bon Shamansky, who's the Big East Coach of the Year last year. And head coach for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish is Debbie Brown. And Debbie Brown, here is an interesting fact. She was the co-captain on the 1980 U.S. Olympic team where the United States defeated Russia in that classic hockey game. Can you believe in miracles? Yes, you did. And Debbie Brown was right there. She saw it, and she obviously had a wonderful experience there, and that has translated into many years of head coaching success.
So her and Coach George from Michigan State were both part of that 1980 team, right?
Yes, that is right.
Yeah, because you mentioned that to me earlier.
All right, we're about to get ready. It's the Fighting Irish and the Golden Eagles on Chicago Sportsland Radio and Sportstown.com. The Irish wearing white uniforms with blue trim and green numbers. Kelly green, that is. Just like Brian Kelly. And the Marquette Golden Eagles will be wearing also white uniforms with gold trim and blue. Two rivals from Big East play in all different sports, from basketball all the way to volleyball. So this is going to be a very, very entertaining matchup. Could be the best game of the day. I don't know if we can have a better one after that Michigan State Marquette game that went all the way to 32-30.
Yes, for Notre Dame, expect big plays from Tony Olugbu and Janie Hauser, number 12 and number 19. 390 kills last year for Olugbu, led the team. Close second behind her was Hauser with 379.
All right, and we're about to get started.
And for Marquette, we've seen plenty of Aaron Lehman, Julie Jezorowski, the libero, and Lindsey Gosh, as well as middle hitter Jackie Koken.
And here we go. Here come the Irish. And play has started. Serving right now, Marquette. Cross court, dig by the Irish. Back row hits the net, and the first point is going to go to Marquette, 1-0. Irish didn't storm out of the tunnel as they wanted to, but it's only 1-0, and Mayer for the Golden Eagles will be back to serve. Serve, receive, back row. Set, and the Irish slam it down. Number 1, Andy Olson, the middle blocker from Oakland, California. She's a 6'3" junior, and she showed her power right there.
Nice play by Olson, hitting the opposite way she was facing.
And back to serve for the Irish, number 12, an All-American honorable mention, Tony Albique. Ace.
Back court for Marquette, letting it go, thinking it was going to go out of bounds. But it landed just in front of the line.
And Albique, a little bit more of her. She is an All-American, outstanding player, outside hitter from Del Aire, California, as she serves it. Golden Eagles, and there's a big kill from Marquette and Lindsay Gosh again. Tony Albique couldn't quite get to it, and we are tied up at 2. And the force for the Marquette Golden Eagles, we've seen her all day long. Koken serves it, but it goes out of bounds, side out, point for the Irish. And right now serving for the Irish is their libero and defensive specialist from Naperville, Illinois, out of Bennett Academy, Kathleen Severin. Here comes the serve. Little floater over, but it hits the net. Service error for the Irish, and the point goes to Marquette. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing rally scoring, so every time there is a side out or a point or anything, it's a point. And we go to 25. Service by Marquette, the Irish return serve. Diving stop by Jezowski for Marquette. Great job, and they send it back over. Back set. The Irish, and there's a point for the Irish as it's a kill for Andy Olson. Tipped off Marquette.
Number 16 for Marquette, Catherine Mayer, did a great job in pursuit. That ball almost went to the back wall, but she's still able to follow it and keep it in play.
And Sammy Brown comes into a game for the Irish. She's going to set. Or she's going to serve as she is the setter. And there is an ace for the Irish.
Souvenir for the scorer's table.
Sammy Brown, the setter. She is a junior from Santa Barbara, California. You know, the Irish, they recruit all over the country. They have every resource in the book. They're the most well-known university in the world. But the Golden Eagles are saying, we don't care. We're coming after you. Gosh, a little tip over. And there's going to be a point for Marquette as it's a big, big kill by Lindsay Gosh.
Great play by Gosh, hitting the spike right off the side of the body of Jenny Hauser.
Serving right now is Rachel Tier from California. Kept controlled by the Irish, and there's a big slap from Tony Albique. Marquette controls it, and they hit it out of bounds. It's going to be a point for the Fighting Irish. They lead 6-4 early on in the first set of this bronze medal game.
Sammy Brown for Notre Dame did a good job receiving that serve. That was low and is curving away from her. Good job keeping that ball in the air.
Kathleen Severin comes into the game. Service, Marquette with the big kill. Oh, an outstanding dig, but it goes just out of bounds. The Irish almost had that one, but the point goes to Marquette.
Another nice dig by the Irish. That time it was Kathleen Severin. Unfortunately, the ball went towards the official, and Notre Dame wasn't able to get it.
And the libero for Marquette, Jezowski, jump serve to the corner. Tony Albique grabs it, sets it. Here comes Tony Albique. Corner it, controlled by Marquette. And there's a big block by the Irish, but Marquette gains control. Irish send it back over. Marquette sets it up. Here comes a little tip over. Irish have it. Irish set it up. Here comes Albique. And it's saved by the Golden Eagles. Cross-court hit. And there's an outstanding kill for Megan Neiman of the Golden Eagles. Aaron Lehman, excuse me. Aaron Lehman.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We've seen so many teams today that players are all just blending together.
Expect plenty of great plays from Aaron Lehman. Nice cross-court spike.
She's played very well for Marquette. Service. Irish control. Almakew left side. Big kill for the Irish.
She had 390 of them last year. That was just an example of one of her more spectacular shots.
Irish lead 7-6. Back to serve. Number 19, Jenny Hauser. For Marquette. And there's a huge kill for Marquette. Right down the middle. Slammed it down the Irish throat.
Just out of the reach of Catherine Severin of Notre Dame. She's only 5'6", so not a big reach.
Marquette serves it. Oh, and a beautiful dink by the Irish. And that's a point for Notre Dame. Number 6, Maggie Brindock. Sounds like an Irish name. The junior from Rockwall, Texas.
Nice little touch right in front of Rachel Steer. Just couldn't quite get it.
And she serves it. Tough little serve. Marquette has trouble receiving it, but they get it back over. Sent back over. She sends back. Notre Dame. Here comes the set. And, outstanding dig by Marquette. Irish coming forward. That's going to be a point for Marquette. There's a wild volley going on right there, and Marquette winds up with the point. Serving now is Mayer for the Golden Eagles. Turned by the Irish. And there's a block by Marquette. Saved by the libero. Here comes Albigue, and she hits it, goes over the net. Marquette sends it back, just barely gets it over the net. Setting it up for Albigue again, and it's blocked, and it goes out of bounds, and it stayed in bounds. And it's a point for the Irish, as they say, it goes out of bounds. A point for Albigue, and again, wow, she is showing some tremendous power.
And you mentioned a great save from the libero, Andrea McHugh. They have her in the roster as an outside hitter. They got her playing libero now.
She is playing libero today.
Yep.
Mixing it up for spring volleyball.
Yeah.
Served by Albigue. And a huge block for the Irish, a middle double block for Notre Dame. Hillary Empick on the kill right there. On her lawn side, Haley Bonneville, the outside hitter from Mandeville, Louisiana. Mandeville, excuse me. The Irish out from all over the country. Service right now for Notre Dame, and a block by the Irish. Marquette still control. Notre Dame, back set, and a mishandled spike right there, and that's a point for Marquette. Andy Olson on the error right there. You'll see the serve. Andy Olson just tossed back over the net by Albigue. Sets it up. Here comes the kill. Blocked by Notre Dame. They're playing outstanding middle blockers right now. And there's a huge kill by Lindsay. Gosh, nothing the Irish can do about it. Smack down in the middle. Point Marquette.
Right in front of Albigue.
Nothing they can do. Sticking it to the Irish. Notre Dame now receives the serve, and there's a little tip over, and the Irish get a point. Telling you, Mike, the front line is playing outstanding to start this game.
They are.
And right now, the libero, Andrea McHugh from Yorba Linda, California, out of Alvarado High School, will serve. Source from the left, little floater serve, barely dug out by Marquette. Block, and there's going to be a point for Marquette as the Irish couldn't block it, couldn't control it, and Marquette gets the point.
The Irish front line was there. Marquette finally got a bounce their way.
11-11 right now. Marquette back to serve. It's Lindsay Gosh. She's been outstanding today. Left-handed power serve. Turned by McHugh. The Irish send it back over. Marquette gaining control. And a big hit right past Albigue, and that's a point for Marquette.
Lindsay Gosh with the big kill there. She's on fire. She's had a great afternoon so far. Expect more plays from her throughout the rest of this tournament.
Gosh serves again. Albigue digs it. And the Irish counter hit. Back set. Gosh again. And that one goes out of bounds. Point to the Irish. I don't know about that. Point to Marquette, they say. I don't know about that one. That looked like it was out of bounds. And they do give it to the Irish. Okay, so the correct call is made.
I was about to say, my touch is very outside the white line, but we didn't see it.
The Irish serve right now. Marquette. Kill. And it's a point for Marquette. Nothing the Irish can do about it as Sammy Brown dove, tried to dig it out of there, but it went straight towards the Irish bench. Rachel Tier now serving for the Golden Eagles as they lead 13-12. And a service there. She hits it right into the net, so the Irish get it back. We're at 13-13. Oh, number lucky 13.
How about unlucky there?
Oh, yeah, exactly, Mike, exactly. All right, serving for the Irish is number 10, Kathleen Severin. And the Severin gets nailed right in the head. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
That was scary, yeah.
Woo, she got nailed right in the noggin. She
headed right for it headed right for her face, but luckily she turned, and I think it went off her shoulder.
She's fine. She's a volleyball player.
Exactly.
Tough. Irish set it up. And it's spiked out of bounds, and that's going to be a point for Marquette. Again, Sammy Brown on the air. Jezowski serving now. Irish in the ready stance, ready to receive the serve. Corner. Andre receives. And Albigue, a beautiful little dink right there. Fooled Marquette. Irish trickery, and the Irish get the point.
Excellent setup there with Albigue. They were expecting the hard spike. She just put a little touch on it. Dumped it right between the front and back lines.
Jenny Hauser serving now for the Irish. Marquette. Blocked, and it goes out of bounds. Point for the Irish. Now, Jenny Hauser from Louisville, Kentucky. Hope her mind's on this game tonight because there is a big, big, big game from a team from her hometown tonight. And there's a big block, and it goes out of bounds. Point for Marquette.
Nice job by Albigue on the block. Unfortunately, it went out of play.
Serving now, Marquette. Albigue, open hand set. Here comes Albigue again. Cross-court hit way out of bounds. And there was a big miscue for Albigue right there, the All-American.
Yeah, we're talking about Albigue's blocks. He had 68 total blocks last year. Andy Olson, the leader on the team, was 96.
And the Irish service, backside attack. Marquette controls it. Back set. Dinked over. The Irish regain control. Dinked back over by the Irish. McHugh now. Back set. Oh, and a beautiful back set for the Irish, and a kill for number 14, Hillary Epinick, the middle blocker from Westville, Indiana. I think that's the first Irish player we've named from Indiana.
Really? Yeah, you're right. Like you said, they recruit all across country.
Huge block by the Irish. Double block right there by number 14 and number 1. Andy Olson, Hillary Epinick, big double block.
Now, I just mentioned how Andy Olson was the team leader in blocks last season.
Irish receive the serve. It's Albigue. And right into the net, unfortunately. Hillary Epinick with the error.
Hillary Epinick, she's been involved these last few plays. Fortunately, it didn't go her way there.
Albigue, open hand pass. And send it over by Notre Dame. And a big kill right down the middle by Andy Olson.
Nice little swat there by Andy Olson. She didn't hit it too hard, but she got it right in front of the libero, Jezierowski.
Serving is Albigue. Pursued by Marquette. Here they come. And a big block again by the Irish. Their front line is unstoppable so far. It's 19-18. They may be losing, but boy, their middle blockers are playing outstanding.
Epic and Olsen, they've turned to a wall there in the front court. Try to hit it away from them if you're Marquette.
Albigue serves again. Tips it over. The Irish middle blockers are there. They're everywhere. And there's a good kill right there from Marquette.
Again, more nice blocking from the Irish. Unfortunately, the ball rolled onto their side of the floor, and number one, Andy Olsen, was unable to reach for it.
2018 Marquette service. And there's a back set right now for Lindsey Gosh. And, oh boy, there's a campfire for you. The Irish standing around in a circle, looking like they're at a fire, telling ghost stories. Fell right in between them. And W. Brown wants a timeout to regather the troops. Marquette leading 21-18 right now. Mike, what do you see from the Irish that, despite their down 3 points, what can they improve on right now to get back into this game?
It's hard to say. I mean, they play very well, especially that front line with their blocks. I think they need a few more breaks to go their way. I mean, you've seen that one play where they both, I believe it was Epping and Olsen leaped up and blocked the shot, but ball went off the wrong part of their arms and rolled back on their side of the floor. There's not much you can do about that.
And you mentioned Andy Olsen. She is a fine, fine player.
Mm-hmm.
From Oakland, California, out of Bishop O'Dowd High School. She's the 6'3" middle blocker, a junior.
She led the team in blocks with 96, and she also put up 138 kills, which was good enough for fifth on the team.
Marquette back to serve. They're up 21-18. Albigue receives it. Back set. And there's a kill for the Irish. A beautiful back set. Hillary Epnick gets it. And Notre Dame crawls within two.
Nice shot right off the hand of Casey Reed. No one else for Marquette was able to grab it.
The libero, Andrea McHugh, on the serve from the left corner. Line drive over the net. And there's a, and there is a double hit, and it's going to be a point for the Irish. They climb within one. A little bit of luck there for the Irish. Again, McHugh serving for the Irish. Sent over, received by Marquette. Here comes a kill, block, big time, and a monster block, singly alone, big time from Jenny Hauser. The 6'2" sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. She says, I don't care about Louisville right now. My mind's on the Irish and beating Marquette.
Excellent play. They're starting to get a couple breaks go their way. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Irish switch up their offensive formation. McHugh serves it over. Back sets it. Here comes Gosh with the big kill right in between McHugh and number 6, Maggie Bringdock. What a play by Lindsey Gosh. We've seen her all day long. She has been outstanding.
Hard spikes, and she's hitting them in the right spots.
Oh my gosh, it's Lindsey Gosh back to serve. 22-21 Marquette. Serve, big serve returned by the Irish. Tipped over the net, and there's going to be a point for Marquette. Double hit. 23-21 right now. 2 more points, and Marquette will win the first game. Substitution for the Irish, Andy Olsen goes out and is replaced by number 16, Sammy Brown. Gosh back to serve. The Irish in the ready position. Big serve, and that's an ace. The Irish can't handle that one. Wow.
Yeah, number
Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, Lindsey Gosh.
Yeah, number 15, Haley Bonneville, was one that recepted it, and she turned the wrong way, causing the ball to go out of play.
Set point, here it comes, and McHugh. And there's a block by Marquette, and they take game 1 from the Irish. The Golden Eagles win this one 25-21. The Irish look a little frustrated coming off the court. And in this bronze medal game, Marquette steals game 1. And it was a very exciting, fast-paced game. The Irish played very well, especially their middle blockers, but Marquette, they're fast, they're quick, and they're very well coached. And we will be back from game 2. You're listening to volleyball on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and Sportstown Chicago.
My name is Mark Ward.
I'm Jason Canuck.
I'm Casey Canuck.
And we're the good guys on Sportstown Chicago. Hey guys, you like the Bears?
How about the Bulls?
Or just Chicago baseball.
Sorry, Fire fans. Ooh, and they are sorry. Well then, you've come to the right place because we're going to rev you up for the Bears game.
Every Sunday morning from 10 to 12.
So grab your Bloody Mary or a hot cup of coffee.
And forget about what happened the night before and let's talk some Chicago sports.
Right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
It's an experience you'll never forget, my dearest true friend.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. You're listening to NCAA Volleyball on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and Sportstown Chicago. Set number 2 of this best-of-5 match between the Irish of Notre Dame and the Marquette Golden Eagles. Marquette won the first game, trying to win this bronze medal. They played well all day, had a tough loss to Michigan State in a very wild game. And Marquette will open with the serve. The Irish make some adjustments beforehand. Mike, what do the Irish need to do to counteract Lindsey Gosh and Coker?
I think they need to improve their backcourt play a little bit better. The Marquette's getting away with a lot of spikes back there. I think they improve their backcourt a little bit. They should be just fine. And
Marquette serves. Turned by the Irish. And there's a big hit and a good dig back over the net by the Irish, but a dink by Marquette, and they get the point.
Yeah, it certainly looks like Marquette just has Notre Dame's number right now. They're hitting in all the right spots where the Irish aren't.
And service, and a bad hit by Elbigu, but she gets it back and gets it over the net. Back set, Lindsey Gosh over, tips it. Irish gains control, back set over, and the spike goes out of bounds. Point Marquette. And it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, but looks like Coach Szymanski really wants to do it. He's got his team on a roll. Marquette serving now. Line drive serve, and that's an ace for Marquette. Up 3-0, trying to pour it on a little bit.
Bon Szymanski must be happy with his team start, especially after that heartbreaking loss to Michigan State.
You can see the body language on Marquette very, very, very well. As Marquette does not get the point, but Notre Dame gets the point. But as I was saying, their body language, they're showing great communication. They're slapping hands regardless.
Yeah, very upbeat. I like it.
And the Irish will serve, and it goes right down the line. Lindsey Gosh, back set. And returned by the Irish, blocked, and it goes out of bounds. Marquette up 4-1 in set 2. They won the first one. And from the center, here comes service. Irish set. Overhand passed over the net, back from there, back set to Lindsey Gosh, blocked by the Irish, a big-time double block right there.
Nice play by Jenny Hauser and Meg Vonderhaar. Sophomore out of Wheaton, Illinois, just down the road.
Kathleen Severin, the libero, not playing libero today, but from Naperville is serving. She's being a defensive specialist today. And service. Back over to the Irish. Jezowski grabs it. Back set. And a nice dink very nice dink by Lindsey Gosh. The Irish almost had control of it, but there's the point from Marquette, and Coker will serve.
Nice little touch over the net. Caught the Irish playing too close to the end lines. Middle was exposed, and that's right where they put it.
Coker back to serve, 5-2. She has been a force today in all games. Very tall, very long, very athletic. And the Irish turns, sets it up, and there's a little bit of a miss hit right there from Marquette, and the Irish get the point.
That was a nice save, though, by Marquette's Casey Reed because the ball was spiked over the net, ricocheted off one of her players. She was still able to react and grab it.
Irish serving, and it goes straight into the net. Another service error. Kathleen Severin.
Can't afford to have mistakes like that. Too many of them will cost you a match.
And the Irish don't seem to be very mentally focused right now, it appears, at least from our vantage point.
Yeah, they are coming out kind of flat. They do need to pick it up a little bit.
And Marquette serves it out of bounds, though, so it evens out, and it is now 6-3. Irish, 6-4. Irish losing, but they are serving. Service over. And here comes Gosh, sets it over the net. And a big hit by the Irish, blocked. Back to Notre Dame, back to Marquette. And blocked over. The Irish keep control. Tapped over the net. Nice dig by Marquette. They send it back over on the third try. Open hand pass. And a beautiful kill right there by Andy Olson. Irish down 6-5.
Yeah, they attacked Lindsey Gosh there on that set. She was able to dive, make stop first time. Second time, just a little too far out of her reach.
Notre Dame trying to tie it up. 6-6 service. Sets it over net in the third pass. The Irish backhand set. And there's a point for Marquette as it looks like one of the Notre Dame players touched the antenna. Can't do that, folks. And Rachel Tiers back to serve from Marquette. 7-5 Golden Eagles in this bronze medal game. Set 2, Marquette won the first set. The Irish blocked and it goes out of bounds. A point for the Irish. Irish get the kill. Coming into the game for the Irish is number 11, Meg Vanderhaar. Like you said, right down the road from Wheaton. All in play right now. Irish have it. And it's on Marquette. Marquette sends it over. Back set. The Irish, they get a kill as it just tips off Lindsey Gosh's finger. And Coach Szymanski saying, Lindsay, let that one go. It was going out of bounds, but she went for it. Unfortunate error. The Irish get the point, and the game is tied at 7.
Number 9 for the Irish, Nicole Smith in the game and then serving.
Marquette back set. And there's a big kill for Marquette. Right down the middle, and they take the lead 8-7. Jezowski, the libero, will be back to serve. Jezowski to serve. Notre Dame back set. And it's a point for the Irish as they kill it right down the middle. They exploited the hole in the defense, and it's an 8-8 set right now. And right now it's Andrea McHugh serving for the Irish.
Nice spike there by Sammy Brown off the body of one of the defenders.
Marquette. And a big kill right there as Coker slams it right down the middle. She saw exactly where she needed to spike it. No one there for the Irish. Marquette point.
She had a heck of a match against Bradley, and she was kind of quiet against Michigan State. Good to see her getting back involved.
She definitely has a lot of talent, that is for sure. And the Irish, and a huge block by Lindsey Gosh and Coker. They're starting to come alive again, and Marquette leads at 10-8. It's a very, very well-coached Marquette team.
Good to see Jackie Koken getting back involved and blocking that front line.
Serving Irish back set. The Irish blocked by Marquette, and it goes to the Irish as it falls out of bounds. Notre Dame 10-9. Serving for the Irish is Kathleen Severin. Gets it over the net. Sets it up. Here comes Lindsey Gosh, and she slams it down the throat of the Irish.
She took care of business right there with a nice cross-court spike. Not much Notre Dame could do to stop it.
You can see it in Coach Szymanski's eyes. He really wants to beat the Irish 3 times in a row. Anytime you're playing Notre Dame, you want to beat them, because if you don't love them, you hate them.
Yeah, I'd say that's true.
And the Irish hit the antenna. Point goes to Marquette. 12-9. Rachel Tier back to serve. She's serving from the back line, right in the center. Line drive serve over. Back set. Nice return. Oh, beautiful return by Jezowski, but the Irish have an answer as they slam it right back down for the point.
Nice job by setter Maggie Brindock. Her being a setter, the Eagles expected her to set it. Instead, she just dumped it right over the net.
Severin back to serve again. Severin serving. Jezowski returns it. Back sets it for Lindsay Gosh, and a nice block by the Irish. Marquette now sends it back over. Back set. And Marquette, another block. Irish gain control. Set it over. And a nice little dink. Just taps it over the net. Marquette gets a point. 13-10 Marquette right now. And Coker is back to serve. Spinning serve, almost went out of bounds it. The Irish actually did tried to return it, and it's blocked, and it comes back, and it's a point for Marquette. Coker back again. She's starting to heat up after that great game against Bradley. Sends it over right down the middle. McHugh grabs it. And then back and bumps it over the net. Back set to Gosh. And tips off the Irish, and it's going to be a point for Marquette. 15-10 Marquette, and the Irish and Debbie Brown need a timeout. Marquette starting to pull away a little bit. 15-10. Where do you see from Marquette, Mike, right now?
Lindsay Gosh is starting to take over. She's making all the necessary plays. She's really handling her front court responsibilities very well. I'd say if she continues to play this game, they shouldn't have a problem beating the Irish yet again. But if you're Notre Dame, hopefully they can overcome the flat start that they've had the first game and the first half of the second game. They were a little bit flat to start, but if they can pick up the tempo and play upbeat, make necessary plays, be interesting to see if they can get back into this.
Well, Mike, the Irish, they came out with a lot of momentum, I thought, in the first set and about the first 10 points, but then they seem just kind of lackluster ever since. They definitely have the talent to compete with Marquette. These are two fairly matched teams, but right now, Marquette has momentum, and they have the body language, and they have the lead. 15-10, Coker serving out of the timeout, and that goes out of bounds. Side out for Notre Dame, much needed for the Irish. Serving for the Irish now will be number 19, Jenny Hauser, the right side hitter. And just a little floater over the net, controlled by Marquette, set up, and there's a slam, and a nice dig by the Irish, sends it back, back set. Lindsay Gosh, Notre Dame gets it, sets it. They're up for the kill, and they kill it! What a kill by number 9, Nicole Smith, the outside hitter from Franklin, Tennessee.
Not only that, Kathleen Severin made a nice block on the volley, too, using her body to keep it in the air. It looked like
Nicole Smith, another state heard from for the Irish. And a huge spike by Lindsay Gosh, and it goes off the defender. Point for Marquette, 16-12 here in the second set. Marquette won the first set. Looking to go up 2-0. Serving is Lindsay Gosh, fires it over the net. Irish grab it, back set. Andy Olson gets the kill. 16-13 Irish.
Nice spike there by Olson, hitting it right at Lindsay Gosh. Unfortunately, Lindsay Gosh out of position, unable to handle it.
Brindock will serve for the Irish of Rockwall, Texas. And she puts it right into the net. Service error. Again, another unforced error for the Irish.
Yeah, you can't afford to have those, especially at that situation when they're starting to put points up, get back in the game. All of a sudden you commit a service error, that can really hurt your team.
Momentum drainer, that is for sure. And Marquette is back to serve with a 17-13 lead. Jump serve, tiny floater over the net. Sets it up far side, cross court, and it's blocked, and it's a nice play by the Irish as she spikes it, and it goes off the Marquette defender, out of bounds, point Notre Dame.
Sammy Brown usually a setter, but she's shown her spiking skills on that one.
Being very versatile. Nicole Smith serving for the Irish. Set. And that's going to be a point for Marquette as the spike went off the Irish defender's hands, out of bounds. Probably would have went out of bounds anyways, but the Irish chose to touch it. And right now, Debbie Brown is arguing that that ball was not touched. And it certainly looks like it was touched from here, so she's looking for anything right now as the Golden Eagles lead 18-14, and the libero Jezorowski, we've called her name all day long, serves again, cross court. And there's going to be a point for Marquette as it's a beautiful, nice little block right there by Marquette, and it is 19-18. Jezorowski will serve again, 19-14.
Yeah, we talked about Jezorowski and how great of a defensive player she is. 1,650 career digs, but she's having a good offensive game too.
And she serves right now. Irish send it back. Set up, and there is Coker, and that one just stays in. She slams it down all the way to the back line, stays in bounds. Point for the Golden Eagles.
Great awareness of where the defense was and just got it inside the corner of the court.
Timeout, Notre Dame. Marquette pulling away, 20-14. Szymanski and the Golden Eagles see it in their eyes. Earlier I said the Irish were out for blood. It looks like Marquette's the one that's actually more thirsty.
Yeah, I guess the Golden Eagles have had the Irish number ever since the beginning of last year, but we look at Notre Dame, they had some service errors, some other miscues out there. You know, too many of those will hurt. It kills your momentum. It hurts your chance of getting back into the game.
Well, Algabu was she was involved very much in the first half of the first set, and we haven't said her name once ever since. So she needs to get going. The Irish right now just look emotionally flat, drained.
Yeah, they need to find a way to get Algabu involved. She's their leading point scorer. She's their best player.
And she is not on the floor.
Yep.
Jezowowski returning, 20-14 Marquette in set number 2. Marquette leads 1-0. Jezowowski serving from the back line. Jump serve, floats it over the net. The Irish cross-court hit. Returned by Marquette. Set. And Marquette. Great dig by the Irish. And they send it over the net. And a little miscommunication by Marquette. Notre Dame gets the point, 20-15. Szymanski's yelling at their players right now, the two that kind of ran into each other.
Yeah, Erin Lehman was one of them, and it went right off her wrist and out of bounds.
Irish will serve. Andrea McHugh. Back set. And the Irish, great dig. Set it up. And it's a huge block for Rachel Coker. Oh my goodness, is she a force.
Jackie Koken, she's 6'5", that helps. But she's only a freshman too.
Coach Szymanski must love what she's seeing from her.
She's going to have her another 3 years.
And there's another point for Marquette as the Irish hit it straight into the net. They could not return the serve. 22-15 in set number 2. Marquette on an absolute roll. But there's a service error keeping the Irish into the contest. 22-16. The Irish will serve. And it is out, just barely outside the back line. Marquette gets the point. And if you're the Irish, you can't do that. You got the ball back because of a service error by Marquette, and you do the same thing. How do you expect?
We've been saying it the whole game. You can't afford those mental mistakes.
23-16 Marquette. And a nice kill for the Irish as it's slammed right down the throat. Nothing Jezorowski could have done about that one.
Yeah, Jezorowski's a terrific libero, but like you said, that was too hard and too low. Not much he could have done.
No, she was all alone. Irish serve, 23-17. Dink over the net, and a beautiful dink, and the Marquette Golden Eagles are now within 1 point of winning the second set. 24-17, and look who's serving, the freshman, Jackie Coker.
She's 6'5", she could probably get a nice drive.
6'5", nice drive, nice serve, cross court, the Irish set, and it's hitting the net by the Golden Eagles. Irish still in this contest.
Yeah, being 6'5", I'm surprised that she didn't try a jump serve, try to hit a line drive as hard as she could. She just kind of did a little lob serve.
She hasn't had a jump serve yet, and I've been wondering the same thing. But right now, the Irish are serving right 24-18, Marquette, and that's going to be set point. Marquette wins 25-18. Just a beautiful, beautiful performance by Marquette. They were clicking on all cylinders. Coker, Gauche, really playing well.
That appears to be it, too, since Marquette's won the first 2 games of the set.
We're only playing 2 out of 3 right now in this bronze medal game. So it looks like the Marquette Golden Eagles have won the 3rd place and bronze medal here at the Great Lakes Arena. The Irish hung in there tough, but couldn't quite do anything. They looked a little flat. And now they're walking towards us, exhausted, looking maybe to go home. They got a bus ride back to South Bend. But Marquette, we watched them 3 times today against Bradley, Michigan State, and Notre Dame. And as soon as they started playing against Michigan State, even though they lost, they played very, very, very well. And Coker and Gosh, outstanding.
Coach Bond should be very happy with his squad today. I think he's got a lot to look forward to throughout the rest of the spring and throughout the summer heading into next season coming up next fall.
All right, and we will be back. You're listening to Chicagoland, sportsradio.com and Sportstown Chicago.
Daddy, when you look at me, I can see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hey Chicago, it's Rufio here. People always ask me how I got my start in radio, and I tell them I'm an Illinois Center for Broadcasting graduate. With the on-air and behind-the-scenes training I received, I was able to be placed in an internship at KISS FM, and now I'm on the air. Classes meet 3 times a week, day or night, and in just 1 year, you'll be on your way to a career in radio or TV. So go to beonair.com/career for more information. Don't wait. Enroll now at beonair.com/career.
Are you looking for a place to get all your AHL news? Then tune in Wednesdays from 4 to 6 and listen to the Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com. We will talk about the Chicago Wolves and the Rockford IceHogs. Analyze every goal, save, and win for both teams. including exclusive interviews of coaches and players and much, much more. Again, CHC airs Wednesdays from 4 to 6 on SportsTownChicago.com. And be sure to like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Chicago Hockey Connection to get all your hockey updates.
As the baseball season wears on, you may wonder what the manager of your team is thinking.
How many pots have you smoking?
And think that you can do a better job.
Hell yeah!
Well, Wednesdays from 10 to 1 on SportsTownChicago.com, you can tell Rick and Ian of the Sports Hump what you do if you were in charge.
I'm going to give you a promotion. Welcome aboard, Mr. Manager.
Wow, I'm Mr. Manager.
Well, manager. We would just say manager.
Who should start, come out of the pen, pinch hit?
What team does Ron Jeremy play for?
Double switches and more. So for the best baseball talk from Rick, Ian, and you, the listener, tune into the Sports Hump Wednesdays from 10 to 1 on SportsTownChicago.com.
Do people tell you that you have a good voice? Do you like music? Are you unhappy with your current job? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard now at 630-916-1700. Or visit our website at beonair.com to find out how you can get started in an exciting career in radio and television broadcasting. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting offers hands-on training and radio and TV internships while you're attending school. Whether you want to be on the air or behind the scenes, a career in broadcasting awaits you. Call now to schedule a tour of our school and meet with our radio and television instructors. Our day and evening classes are filling up fast, so call today at 630-916-1700. We even offer job placement assistance after you graduate. Call the Illinois Center for Broadcasting at 630-916-1700 or visit our website at beonair.com. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
We're not justified by industry standards. Yo, this is D. Jones, one half of Game On Radio with my co-host Kevin Kurz. Every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. We got real game reviews for all you game heads. We're hardcore gamers, not reviewers. Want to hear about your favorite game? You want to hear about a new or old game? Anything from PS3, 360, PC to tabletop gaming. Every Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, shut up.
Hey friends, this is Tom Waddle. You may know me as good old number 87 or as the better half of the Waddle and Sylvie show. People often ask me, hey Tom, how could you be so slow and make it in football? Well, I ignore that question and then they ask, Tom, how can I be on radio and TV like you? I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. At the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard, you can do just that. ICB is enrolling students for day and evening classes right now. You can learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, or shoot and edit video. Plus, you'll have a chance to get internships where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. And with job placement assistance, you can start your new career in less than a year. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. See what the Illinois Center for Broadcasting has to offer. Visit ICB today. beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
It's time to close the book on another fantasy football season, but not the fantasy football junkies.
That is incredible.
We are going to keep you up to date on everything that's happening in the NFL.
That is incredible.
The Fantasy Football Junkies is the place to get your NFL fix during the offseason.
That is incredible.
Tune in Thursdays to get the latest on NFL free agency, mini camps, and the NFL draft.
That is incredible.
If Jim Rome loves us, you know we must be good.
It's incredible.
Listen to the Fantasy Football Junkies every Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. only on SportsTownChicago.com.
Previously on the Chi-Town Showdown, Dave and Ian talked to Dr. Robert Marks, ACL specialist, about Derrick Rose and asked if Derrick could tear his other knee.
And after ACL reconstruction, the chance of having the other knee, having the ACL done on that side, is about the same as re-injuring the ACL reconstructed knee.
Is there a possibility of Derrick tearing his same knee?
Somewhere in the range of 5 to 10%.
And that's the Chi-Town Showdown from 1 to 3 every Tuesday and Thursday on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Yo, this is D. Jones, one half of Game On Radio with my co-host Kevin Kurz. Every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. You want to hear about your favorite game? You want to hear about a new or old game? Anything from PS3, 360, PC to tabletop gaming like Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, and Czar. Every Wednesday 6 to 8 p.m. Our opinions are honest opinions. They're all ours, no one else's. ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Game on. Tune in.
Parental discretion is advised.
Jason,
Wake up!
What?
It's time to get to the press box.
The press box? What's that?
It's a new show on SportsTownChicago.com hosted by Ryan Fahey and Jason Zenner, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3 p.m. on SportsTownChicago.com.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that show.
Yep, it's the show that talks about sports, and more sports. The Press Box, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3 p.m. on SportsTownChicago.com.
Hey Chicago, it's Rufio here. People always ask me how I got my start in radio, and I tell them I'm an Illinois Center for Broadcasting graduate. With the on-air and behind-the-scenes training I received, I was able to be placed in an internship at KISS FM, and now I'm on the air. Classes meet 3 times a week, day or night, and in just 1 year, you'll be on your way to a career in radio or TV. So go to beonair.com/career for more information. Don't wait. Enroll now at beonair.com/career.
I'm just a kid, and I've got asthma. You know just how upset I can get when I have an asthma attack. But you can help me.
To fight my asthma.
Put my teddy bear in the freezer to wipe out dust mites.
Dry off my rubber duckies and bath toys to get rid of mold.
Discover other simple ways to prevent an asthma attack. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS or visit noattacks.org. Brought to you by the U.S. EPA and the Ad Council.
Because I don't want to feel like a fish with no water.
What's up, Chicago? It's Rufio. Are you looking to get hands-on training for a career in radio or TV? Just do what I did and go to the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Whether you're looking to be on air or behind the scenes, the Illinois Center for Broadcasting is for you. As a graduate of ICB, I was placed in an internship with KISS FM, and now I'm on the air. You can do the same. Enroll now and start your career in just 1 year. For more info, go to beonair.com/career. That's beonair.com/career.
You love entertainment, music, and celebrities. You have the drive, but you need the skills to work in broadcasting. Hey, what's up? It's Jason Cage. You can get those skills at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Get hands-on training in radio, TV, or web media. Become an on-air host, producer, or video editor with internships, day or night classes, affordable tuition, and job placement assistance. You can start your new career in a year at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Win a tour of B96 today. Go to beonair.com/cage to get started. That's beonair.com/cage.
Put down the video game and get in touch with reality. And listen to Baseball Banter. Streaming live on SportsTownChicago.com. Every Monday night, 6:30 to 8. Join me, Joe Thompson, and my co-host, Chuck Baker, as we talk baseball and its great history. We'll talk about the South Side and the North Side as both teams plan to surprise everyone and make a World Series run.
Can Robin get the Sox to play all 162 games and not fizzle down the... Can Dale Swain pull a miracle and end a 104-year drought for the Cubbies? What's so funny? So listen live every Monday, 6:30 to 8. Baseball Banter with Chuck Baker and Joe Thompson. Right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
You can put it on the board! Yeah!
Hey, this is Pat Nash.
And I'm Kevin Gibbons. And we're the hosts of the brand new Pat Nash and Kevin Gibbons show right here on SportsTownChicago.com. We've got the biggest Chicago sports stories. Bulls, Bears, Sox, Hawks, Cubs, you name it. We're talking about it right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Check us out from 1 to 3 p.m. and your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Tune in every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. to the Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com. For every fight...
And another right was eaten by Westgarth. Oh, and look at Kevin Westgarth. He's been thunderstruck.
Amazing saves.
On the shot! Did it again!
And goals. So be sure to tune in on Wednesdays from 4 to 6 to Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com, where you'll get your full hockey fix with the latest on the CBA, AHL Roundup, conference breakdowns, coach and player interviews, and much, much more. Once again, that's every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. with Marcus and Ryan on the Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, everybody? It's Rufio. If you're looking for a career in radio or TV or entertainment, then do what I did and go to the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. They offer on-air and behind-the-scenes training with day and night classes. Check out their website at beonair.com/career or text career to 33239 for more info. Take it from me and text career right now to 33239 and you'll be on your way to a new profession in just 1 year.
Hey, I'm Matt Abaticola, producer of the Boers and Bernstein Show. I'm also a graduate of the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. The training I received at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting helped me find my first job at the Score, and I've been here ever since. Have you ever thought about a career in radio or TV broadcasting? The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, located in Lombard, is a 10-month hands-on training program for people who want to have a career in broadcasting, whether it's on the air or behind the scenes. Their 10-month program will prepare you for this exciting industry. Call the school today at 630-916-1700 or visit their website at beonair.com to gain more information. Seats are filling up fast, so call today, 630-916-1700. They offer courses taught by instructors who work in the industry, a strong internship program, and job placement after graduation. Take it from me, Matt Abaticola. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is where broadcasting dreams come true. Call 630-916-1700. Go to beonair.com for more details and tell them Matt sent you.
I got one question to ask you. Why has there been a gaming radio show? Get ready. Gaming's invaded every other medium. This is D. Jones, co-host Kevin Kurz, Game On Radio. Every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. We got real game reviews for all you game heads. We're hardcore gamers, not reviewers. We got a little bit of everything for everybody. Come on in and check us out. So we're not justified by industry standards. Every Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Tune in. Game On. We got you.
Finish him.
Hey, it's Jason Cage. People stop me often and go, Jason, how can I be on the radio or work in the entertainment media world like you do? I tell them it takes drive and determination, but most of all, you just have to learn how it all works. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard can teach you just that. ICB is enrolling students for day and evening classes right now. Learn how to be on the air, radio or TV host, a producer, design websites, or shoot and edit video. Plus, you'll have chances to get cool internships where you can learn from industry pros like myself. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting has affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify, flexible day and night classes, plus job placement assistance. You can start a new career in as little as a year. Grab the info now. Text CAGE to 33239. That's CAGE to 33239.
As the baseball season wears on, you may wonder what the manager of your team is thinking.
How many pots have you smoked?
And think that you can do a better job.
Hell yeah!
Well, Wednesdays from 10 to 1 on SportsTownChicago.com, you can tell Rick and Ian of the Sports Hump what you do if you were in charge.
I'm going to give you a promotion. Welcome aboard, Mr. Manager.
Wow, I'm Mr. Manager.
Well, manager. We would just say manager.
Who should start, come out of the pen, pinch hit?
What team does Ron Jeremy play for?
Double switches and more. So for the best baseball talk from Rick, Ian, and you, the listener, tune into the Sports Hump Wednesdays from 10 to 1 on SportsTownChicago.com.
Want to pursue a career in broadcasting but don't have the time? Is a tight budget binding you down from being the broadcaster you want to be? Well, the Illinois Center for Broadcasting is just the place for you. Classes meet just 4 hours a day and 3 days a week. Want to learn more? Call 630-916-1700. That's 630-916-1700 now.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
We're not justified by industry standards. Yo, this is D. Jones, one half of Game On Radio with my co-host Kevin Kurz. Every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. We got real game reviews for all you game heads. We're hardcore gamers, not reviewers. Want to hear about your favorite game? You want to hear about a new or old game? Anything from PS3, 360, PC to tabletop gaming. Every Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hey, shut up.
Are you trying to drive into a job that you just can't stand anymore? Wanted to change careers? Well, the Illinois Center for Broadcasting has everything you need to get you started in a career in broadcasting. Located in Lombard, Illinois, the Illinois Center for Broadcasting is a fully accredited Illinois school with everything that you need from job placement to hands-on training to get you ready to work in the field. Call 630-916-1700 or visit www.beonair.com for more information. Classes are starting regularly, and we have new openings every day. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is where broadcasting careers begin.
Hey, Chicago, what's going on? It's Rufio, and I have a question for you. Do you think you have what it takes to work in TV or radio? If you do, then check this out. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is where you get hands-on experience and behind-the-scenes training from the industry's top professionals. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting gave me the tools for a career in radio, and they could do the same for you. For more information, go to beonair.com/career. Classes are just 3 days a week, so enroll now at beonair.com/career.
Hello again, everybody. This is Patrick Schmidt, host of The Wake Up Call, heard on SportsTownChicago.com every Wednesday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., where I'll bring you the latest in Cubs, White Sox, Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks news, as well as all the college football news across America every Wednesday from 8 to 10 a.m. on SportsTownChicago.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Patrick A. Schmidt for the latest up-to-the-second news.
Ah, yes, hockey is back, fans. As the Blackhawks prepare to take the ice for another run at the Stanley Cup,
we're back at the Great Lakes Arena. They got the championship game between the Michigan State Spartans and the Purdue Boilermakers. We're about to start up right now. It'll be the best of 3 sets, and Purdue is starting off the serve. Number 7, Amanda Neal. Service error, and point goes to Michigan State.
Don't want those service errors to start off the game, just because those are free points, and you cannot give those up, especially in a big game like this.
Big game. 2 rivals, ranked 15th and 16th in last year's polls. And it falls down. That's going to be a point for Michigan State as Galloway was serving. 2-0 Spartans. Galloway serving in the right-hand corner. Line drive. Back set. Killed. And it is inbounds. Point for Purdue.
It was blocked, and it landed out of bounds, but it was said to be blocked by Michigan State, so give the kill to Annie Drews.
Libero back serve. State fields it. And there comes Wazinski with a... Purdue keeps it alive, but sends it out of bounds. Lauren Wazinski, though, the All-American, the best player here today, gets the point. 3-1 Spartans. And Corey Moser, the other All-American, libero, serves it. That's it, send it over the net. And it's going to be a point for Purdue as Moser diving for the dig, could not get it.
Sam Epinesa has had a big impact on the first 2 games on the other side of the court, and she got a big kill there to start.
Who serves a little floater. Moser controls it. And there is Matthews. A big spike right down the middle. Point Spartans.
Good job by Michigan State so far to set up their big spikers, Matthews and Wazinski, to get some early points here. And now they're trying to take a 3-point lead.
Allie Peterson back to serve. And there's a big kill for Purdue. 4-3.
Kira Jones, their other outside hitter that's had a pretty good day on the other courts, gets that kill, and Purdue within 1.
Back wall, big jump serve, power serve, fielded by Wazinski. Back set, Wazinski comes. Good dig by Purdue, hits it back, and Purdue trying to control it. 3 hits, and it's going to be a point for Michigan State.
I think she went too far out of bounds to get that second hit, because I think it was only 2 hits, but... Oh, it was a lift, sorry.
And Wazinski serves it. Big power serve, line drive. That's it. Cross court. Moser, the All-American, digs it. Moser sends it back over. Purdue, back set. Moser again. Great volley going on right now. A little dink, oh, and a great dig right there by Galloway. Purdue tries to dink it over, and miscommunication by the Spartans, and it's a point for Purdue.
Valerie Nickel taking some power off that kill attempt as she pulled back a little bit and was able to get it past the Michigan State blockers. So now it'll be Kiera Jones to serve.
Spartans. Galloway hits it back over. Galloway tips it over, and it's a point for Michigan State.
Good job by Galloway to be right there at the net to make sure that it was roofed down, and a point for her team.
And Jasmine White will serve for the Spartans. Dug out, and that's going to be a point. Michigan State. Purdue could not return it. And there's a service there. Jasmine White couldn't get it over the net. Ball will go back to Purdue. Moser checks back in.
Well, service error started off the match badly for Purdue and gave the Spartans the momentum. Now let's see if it goes the other way after that one.
Galloway receives it. Kelsey Culpers gets it. Point for Michigan State.
Right in between two diving Purdue Boilermakers, and that's a perfect spot on that little dink.
Kelsey Culper has really shown a lot of ability today. Michigan State has a lot of stars of Wisniewski, Moser, Jasmine White, and Matthews, but Culper's showing a lot today. Michigan State serves. And it's going to be a point for the Spartans. 9-5 Michigan State.
That net violation called on Purdue's front line, Faye Adelaja, contacting the net. So
State serving again, and a spinning serve. They control it. Third hit goes way out of bounds, and it is. It deflected off of Michigan State, so Purdue does get the point.
the big left-hand bomb of Annie Drews has been there all day on the other court, and it strikes again. Fortunately for Purdue, it went off a blocker, but almost killed a Michigan State coach.
Michigan State turns it. Ooh, a nice play by State right there as they kill it for the 10-6 lead.
Didn't look like Galloway got a clean hit on that one. Went off the side of her hand, but a kill all the same. She'll take it, I'm sure.
And she will serve in the right corner. Who fields it? Back set. Powerful kill by the Boilermakers.
Annie Drews, once again, that powerful left hand can kill some people.
10-7, Boilermakers serving. Number 11, Carly Kramer. Michigan State receives, and there is Matthews sending it back. Dug out. Wisniewski tips it over. Nice block by Purdue. Cross-court pass, and there's a kill for the Boilermakers.
It'll be a lethal combination this year in the Big Ten. I assume Purdue's still in the Big Ten. If the left arm of Annie Drews and the right arm of Sam Epinesa can get going, because those outside hitters kill the ball.
And there is a service error. Ball will go back to the Spartans. And yes, Purdue is in the Big Ten, but who knows what will happen. They could be in the SEC the next day. Who knows with this conference realignment. It's ridiculous. Michigan State serves. It's Moser. Big kill. Good dig right there by Galloway. And Wisniewski, the All-American, but it's saved by Purdue. Wisniewski again. Blocked back. Set up. Backside at tip. Purdue with the ball. Sets it up. And it hits the net. And Michigan State gets the point. Goes up 12-8. And Moser will serve again.
Yeah, quick set there tried by Purdue, and Valerie Nicole was a little bit too close to Kiera Jones, and she wasn't able to control that one.
Point for Purdue right there. Moser is wondering why. And she's shaking her head off. Not exactly sure what the call was.
And now Michigan State representative going to talk to the ref, or actually that could be the other ref, and they're going to stay, giving that point to Purdue. Didn't quite see what happened, but I think it was blocked out of bounds by Michigan State, and they're contending it might not have been. Either way, both teams will get over it.
We'll back to action. Purdue serves. Moser fields it. Sets it over. Cross court to Matthews, or Jasmine White, excuse me. Purdue sends it back. Moser sets it. Back set. Here comes Wisniewski. And a big kill by the All-American. She is one of the best players in the country. I think she's the best player here today. That's just my opinion. Don't get on me if you don't think so, but she has been outstanding in the 4 matches we've seen today. Peterson will serve. Blocked by Wisniewski. Purdue tips it, and it deflects off of Michigan State, and Purdue will get the point.
Good little tap there by Epinesa. She usually goes hard after it, but tapped it right through the double blockers, and they knocked it out of bounds.
Purdue back to serve. Sam Epinesa. Big serve, but again, another service there.
Yeah, that's their 3rd of the match so far, and that's killing them right now as they're down by 4. Set 1.
And here comes Wisniewski, the big overhand serve. Line drive over the net. Purdue fields it. Has to cross-court hit back over. Moser dives, digs it out. Wisniewski sends it back over. Back set. Good volley going on right now. Here comes Ankill, and it's a kill by Purdue.
Catherine Rubarczyk just checking into the game for the first time in the set, and she gets immediately into the action. They've had some great outside hitting today.
Instant offense for Purdue. Purdue serving, number 12, Kiera Jones. Serving from the center line. Center back line, Purdue. And the ball keeps it on, and they get it back over. Moser sets it up for Galloway, and Galloway tries to do a tricky little hit, but it goes out of bounds. Point for Purdue. (14-12) right now between these two teams. They were ranked respectively 15th and 16th, Purdue and Michigan State. And there's another service error by Purdue. But again, like I was saying, by the AVCA poll as of December 8th of last year, these teams are ranked number 15th and 16th in the country. So not only rivals, but two very good teams. Jasmine White serves. And there's going to be a kill for Purdue.
Valerie Nickel right in the middle, just, as you say, killed that one. No way to defense that for the Spartans.
15-13 now. Championship game here at the Great Lakes Arena. And Kolpers gets the kill as it deflects off of Purdue, middle blocker, and goes down to the floor. 16-13 Michigan State.
And Kristen Kelly coming into the game to serve. She is a setter.
Kelsey puts it over the net. And it's a point for Michigan State.
Said to have contacted the net instead of being blocked by the Spartans. That's what the referee's telling Purdue, and call stands.
Ball in play. There's a big, and Moser with a huge dig. And that's going to be a point for Michigan State as a big spike went off the defender of Purdue and back to the Michigan State side, but out of bounds. Michigan State gets the point. Kristen Kelsey again. Back set by Purdue, and a cross-court hit, and Moser dives but can't quite get there. Purdue gets the point and gets the serve.
Good setup there for Catherine Rubarczyk. Once again, she finds the hole in between the blockers and right past the back line.
18-14 Michigan State. Purdue serves. Over the net. Moser to Galloway. Galloway right down the line. Purdue fields it. Cross court kill by Purdue.
The right arm of Epinesa once again. Once she gets a good hit on that one, it's coming at 100 miles an hour. Same with Annie Drews in her left arm.
Watch out. Purdue serves it over, fielded by Galloway, set, and there is Matthews, the force in the middle with the kill. Alexis Matthews from Detroit, Michigan, a 6'3" middle blocker. Big force in the middle for the Spartans. Purdue blocked. Moser keeps it alive for the Spartans. Sends it back over to Purdue. Purdue back set. And a kill for Purdue. Moser arguing that it went out of bounds, but it did hit Moser's leg.
Well, Moser, I think, is arguing that it bounced out of bounds and then hit her in the leg, and I probably would agree with her, but the call goes Purdue's way.
Moser, a very smart player, as there's another service error for Purdue. Is it the 5th service error?
I think that's about 5, and Michigan State hasn't had any, as I recall, so it's been the difference.
Michigan State is winning 20-16, so that's a 5-point swing right there, just on service errors. Ball in play. Wisniewski going for the cross-court kill. Purdue. Cross-side hit, and it's going to be a point for Purdue.
Epinesa with the wind-up and the pitch went off the arms of Jasmine White and out of bounds.
Purdue hanging in there despite some mental mistakes. Unforced errors. They're serving right now. With that fielded by Galloway. Back set to Wisniewski. Purdue sends it back over. Moser. White. And White gets the kill. Matthews, gets the kill. And she goes out of the game right now and is replaced by Hallie Peterson, who is serving. 21-17 Spartans. Peterson served. Back set and a big kill by Purdue.
Yep, great back set again by Valerie Nickel right to Kiera Jones, and she got cross-court kill. Nice shot there.
21-18. Fans under this one. It's the championship game and a big serve. Moser gets it, but it is the All-American Wisniewski who gets the kill right down the middle, slams it down the Boilermakers' throat. 22-18 Spartans, and she will serve.
Outstanding dig by Moser to set that one up. That was a hard one to get down and get.
Served by Wisniewski. Purdue exploits the Michigan State opening in the defense and gets the point.
Yep, and that was Hillary Fox set up nicely by Nickel again in the middle. Getting a big point for Purdue. They're hanging around, but they gotta get a rally going.
22-19 right now. Purdue service. And another service error for the Boilermakers. That's number 6. And it gives Michigan State another point. They're absolutely hurting themselves, killing themselves with these service errors.
And these are unforced errors. I think of all the errors in volleyball, service has got to be the worst because the other team doesn't have to do anything and they get a point.
Absolutely. Unforced errors. And they're, speaking of unforced errors, Rhiannon Hubbard for Michigan State.
Well, she just checked into the set for the first time, and I guess you need to get warm before you can serve one over.
I guess so. 23-20 Spartans here in set number 1 of this championship match. Served over. And diving, Michigan State sends it over, but it's blocked, and it's a point for the Boilermakers.
That was a disorganized return by Michigan State. Peterson had to dive on the floor to get the second hit, and they really didn't get a strong third hit and got roofed by Annie Drews.
Galloway over the net, and it's going to be a point for Purdue.
Yep, that was the 4th hit, so Michigan State couldn't quite get over on the 3rd hit, and we're going to have a timeout here on SportsTownChicago.com and ChicagoLineSportsRadio.com. 23-22 the score.
Team's very much into it. In this court all day, the Michigan State fans cheering along, their parents, maybe some of their friends in the stands. Spartans with a huge middle line, but Purdue on the other court's been playing well all day long.
I can say that these volleyball teams, especially the ones that had to travel, may have had a longer day than us because talked to Notre Dame guy. They traveled this morning. They started at Notre Dame this morning and they traveled here about 2 hours. And Michigan State's a little farther than that. Purdue's a little closer, but they didn't come last night and stay at a hotel. I don't think they came this morning and they're still going.
They're still going, and back in play now. Moser receives the serve, and it's a block for the Purdue Boilermakers, and it's a tie ball game.
Outstanding roof by Faye Adelaja, and they have a chance here in set one despite their service errors, and I'm predicting one just as I say that.
And it gets over the net, and Galloway with the huge kill for the Spartans, 24-23.
Great placement. You cannot defend anything that hits the sidelines just because it is so close to going out of bounds that you have to let it go and hope for the best, and the best came to Michigan State that time.
Kristen Kelsey, jump serve, and it lands in for an ace, and the Spartans win the first set 1-0. Coming from East Lansing or West Lafayette, these two teams aren't tired. What an exciting first match as Michigan State wins 25-23. And we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with the second set of this championship match. You're listening to Chicagoland Sports Radio and Sportstown, Chicago.
You love sports, you have drive and determination, but you need skills to work in sports broadcasting. Hey, this is Tom Waddle, and I'm here to tell you how to get those skills at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Get hands-on training for a career in radio, TV, or digital media. Learn to be a host, producer, or shoot and edit video. With internships, day and night classes, affordable tuition, and job placement assistance, you could start a new career in less than a year at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to put the ball in play. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
Mark Trestman is the new head coach of your Chicago Bears. He's bringing his assistants from Canada and his crazy offense.
How about the annexation of Puerto Rico?
What does that mean to Brian Urlacher, Jay Cutler, and the rest of the Bears team?
You better lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Hockey's back in Chicago. We'll be along for the ride as the Chicago Blackhawks look to regain their top spot in the NHL and hoist Lord Stanley's Cup.
We're tracking the Bulls' push for the postseason and also following Derrick Rose's return to the lineup. That and so much more on the Pat Nash and Kevin Gibbons Show, Fridays 2 to 4 on SportsTownChicago.com.
And welcome back to SportsTownChicago.com and ChicagolandSportsRadio.com's dual coverage of this spring challenge here at the Great Lakes Center in Aurora, Illinois. Spring volleyball, spring collegiate volleyball. This is the gold game or the championship game between two Big Ten rivals, the Purdue Boilermakers and the Michigan State Spartans, ranked 15th and 16th in the final poll last year in the nation. And Michigan State won set number one in an exciting match, 25-23. My name is Brendan Marshall. I am alongside Tommy Carroll. Tommy, give me some keys to set two for both teams.
Well, for Michigan State, they just keep having to do what they do. That's the All-American Lauren Wisniewski. She is probably the best player here right now, and when she gets on a roll, it's hard for anyone to stop her. And also, Corey Moser, the libero, the co-captain of the team and the All-American, is diving all over the place, sacrificing her body. So I think the same goes for both teams.
Yeah, Purdue, I'd say they'd have to get rid of those service errors especially. They had six in the first set, and they lost 25-23. They were down most of the set, came back to tie at 23, and then a well-placed kill and a well-placed serve and ace for Michigan State to finish out set one. State will start off serving again. That is Kristen Kelly. She is a junior setter, and she will get it over to the back line, back set by Nickel, and the left hand of Drews goes off the block and gets a point for Purdue. So good start for the Boilermakers as the left-handed bomb of Annie Drews.
Big left hand from Annie Drews.
So Carly Kramer, The libero for the Boilermakers from the left side of the court will serve it, and it is over the right sideline, so another service error, and we're tied at 1.
This is becoming a theme.
Yeah.
Quite a theme.
Quite a theme. They really got to focus and get it together. Taylor Galloway gets it over on the serve. Front set, and Epinesa, good dig out by Michigan State. Here comes Wyszynski. She'll get it over, and a net violation is going to be called on Wyszynski, I believe. So give the point to Purdue. They are up 2-1 as Rachel Davis will come into the game and serve.
You don't see that very much from Michigan State or Wyszynski. They're a well-coached team, very smart.
Well, they're one set away from the championship. Let's see if they, wow. Let's see, I was about to say, let's see if they still have their focus, but Alexis Matthews just put a resounding yes we do with that one.
And I've watched her all day long, and she is swinging like a hammer.
Moser, the libero, will get it over for Michigan State. Front set and middle spike by Nickel to get it over. Michigan State keeps it alive, and that is Galloway sending it back to the Purdue side. Now over to Nickel, and Nickel will get a point for her team off the block of Michigan State. 3-2 Boilermakers, and Epinesa will go back and serve.
And it's important for Purdue to stay in this to get some momentum right now, so they got a chance if they can get a couple points off these next few serves.
Epinesa with a high ball fastball, and she gets it in the back left corner of the court for an ace. 4-2 Boilermakers.
A powerful, powerful strike there. And like I said, if they can get going, perhaps they can rattle the Spartans a little bit.
Epinesa will try it again, and this one's just a little bit too hard. Just a bit, as she serves it over the court, 4-3.
Another service error for the Boilermakers. It's a good idea, but you have to be safe if you're the Boilermakers right now.
Hallie Peterson now will get it over for the Spartans. Good dig by the libero. Back set and sent over by Nickel. Now Michigan State with a decoy, but Galloway was blocked at the net, and it'll count as a point for Purdue as a good block by Kiera Jones right in the front line middle.
Kiera Jones, you called her name a lot so far in this match, playing very well, and now she is serving.
From the middle of the court, way back there. Kiera Jones now will get it over. Good dig by Moser. And now sent over by Galloway. Good dig by Jones. Right back to the Michigan State end. And then a block by Adelaja on a kill attempt by Kelsey Coopers. 6-3 Boilermakers.
Great dig there by Kiera Jones.
Yeah, kept the play alive and got a point for her team.
And she will serve. 6-3 Purdue.
Gets it over to the back line. Wyszynski with the dig, and now a big spike by Coopers, and this time Jones could not keep it alive, so point Michigan State. They are down 6-4.
And right now, Wyszynski will be serving.
Wyszynski from the far right corner. Now moves a little bit towards the court and will get it over. Good dig by Kramer. Back over to Nickel. She'll get it over on a big spike. Good dig by Wyszynski from the back line. Sent over by Galloway. Now back to Purdue. Blocked at the net by Jasmine White. A big roof there. 6-5.
She's been doing it all day long. Jasmine White, Matthews, Wyszynski, and Kelsey Coopers.
And now a service error for Michigan State as Wyszynski serves it right into the net. So 7-5, and Valerie Nickel, the sophomore setter / outside hitter, will go back and serve. She'll get it over to the back line. Front set and sent over by Galloway. Kept alive by Purdue. Nickel cross court. And a bad hit by Catherine Rybarczyk. Couldn't quite get her hand angled well enough to get a good spike there. Spiked it out of bounds. 7-6, Purdue still up.
Well, at least she hit the Michigan State coach in the leg.
I guess that counts for something.
Huh?
White gets it over to the 10-foot line. Back set over, and that's a better hit and a kill for Rybarczyk. 8-6, Purdue with the lead.
Nice cut shot down the line. No chance there for the Spartans.
Epinesa and Neal, the tag team, will come in. Neal will go back and serve. Freshman defensive specialist. And she will get it over to the right side. back set, big hit, but kept alive by Purdue. And now cross court over to Epinesa, and Epinesa able to get that one down, 9-6, Purdue.
Epinesa being a force in this game, whether it's with the serve or spiking, doing everything, keeping the Boilermakers alive. 9-6, Michigan State won the first set.
And sending it over will be Neal, or actually she sends it right into the net. So another error, and 9-7 the score.
Purdue absolutely just killing themselves. Perhaps would have been able to win the first set if they didn't have so many service errors, and right now they can't afford any more.
Kristen Kelly now will get it over. Good dig by Neal, but I think they're going to call a net or double hit is going to be called on the setter Nickel. So point Michigan State, 9-8. And now Kelly will try to tie it. She'll get it over. Nickel, and a big hit by Faye Adelaja. Good quick set by Valerie Nickel, and 10-8 the score.
Adelaja with a great kill right there, runs right back out and is replaced by Jones.
And Purdue's libero, Carly Kramer, back to serve now. Serves it to the back line. Good dig by the libero. And now back to Purdue's side. Back set, left-handed kill by Annie Drews. Kept alive for a second by Michigan State, but miscommunication on who was going to take the second hit between Holleran and Matthews, and it hit the floor.
Campfire right there. Two players just sitting there looking at the ball. Dropped right between them. Looked like they're at the campfire. I'll tell you, Corey Moser has been all over the place for the Spartans, the libero.
That she has, and a good dig there by Galloway, and sent back over by Wazinski, and it'll be blocked out of bounds by Purdue, so give the kill to Lauren Wazinski, the outside hitting junior, and 11-9, Michigan State down 2, and Galloway will serve it now. Serves it to the back line. Drews will keep it alive on the second hit, and sent over by Nickel. Kept alive now, cross-court decoy spike, sent over by Wazinski, kept alive by Purdue. Epinesa, right in the middle of the back line, gets a big kill for Purdue, 12-9.
Good composure by the Boilermakers, staying with it after all of those powerful hits by Wisniewski. Purdue's coach right now whispering instructions to the Boilermakers as it is 12-9.
Rachel Davis will send it over to the 10-foot line, and a big spike and a kill by Alexis Matthews. Good little set there by Kelly, and 12-10.
And there's the All-American and co-captain, Corey Moser, the libero, serving again for the Spartans.
Serves it to the 10-foot line, back set, quick back set, and a kill for Kiera Jones, 13-10. Purdue keeping its lead so far.
Kiera Jones with a powerful right arm, very athletic, very lengthy, very, very talented player for the Boilermakers.
So now Epinesa will try to get her fastball over to the back line. Great dig by Galloway, and a great hit, but blocked by Purdue. Double block right at the front line. Nickel and Jones, 14-10.
And you can see Purdue getting a little bit more momentum.
Well, Michigan State had the lead for most of set 1. Purdue's had it for most of set 2 so far. Epinesa gets it over to the back line. Good dig by Moser. And then another double block. Same two people, Nickel and Jones. They're at it again. Another roof, and timeout Michigan State with Purdue up 15-10.
And Epinesa, two great serves. Those fastballs, like you said, just really firing them over the net. And she is cheering on her teammates after those. And Purdue right now is up 15-10 at a timeout. You're listening to the championship game on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and SportsTownChicago.com.
Yes, dual coverage, and for as long as I've seen volleyball, I don't know about you, the team that calls the timeout usually comes out with the momentum and gets a few straight points. So let's see if that holds for Michigan State, and they can get back in this game, try to win the championship in 2 sets.
Well, I've watched them all day long, and every time they've called a timeout, they actually have come out and responded. They're very well coached.
Yeah, two great teams here, two rivals. They know each other very well, being in the same conference this week. So now Purdue breaks their huddle, and Epinesa will come back out and serve. And Michigan State's now waiting. And now they'll just about break their huddle, taking the full minute.
And if Epinesa can get another couple points here for our team, that would be huge for the Boilermakers to extend this lead, 15-10.
So Sam now with a few dribbles, high ball and right hook. And a bad dig there by Taylor Galloway. I think Moser had it, but Galloway cut in front of her and knocked it out of bounds. So ace for Epinesa, 16-10.
Another fastball, lightning fast.
Epinesa will try it again. Gets it to the back line. This time Galloway with a good dig. They send it over. A little hit by Wazinski. Purdue kept it alive. And Nichols will get it back over cross court. Good set and dig. And now a double block by Nickel and Jones again. They almost celebrated too soon, but they did get it down. 17-10 now. And Purdue looking very impressive.
Great communication and being in the right place in the right time. Purdue up 17-10, trying to tie this set match up at 1-1. Epinesa serving.
Gets it over, touches the net. Now a big spike in the middle, and a good little setup by Kristen Kelly to Alexis Matthews. And the big point for Michigan State. They are down now 17-11 as Hallie Peterson will come back into the game and serve. She is a freshman setter. And now she will get a line drive right into the net. So service error Michigan State, 18-11, side out to Purdue. And Kiera Jones now going back right into the middle of the court to serve.
I don't think I've seen as many service errors in all games combined as I have in these two sets.
Yes, it's the pressure of a championship game, even though it is out of season. Good front set and a big kill by Jasmine White of Michigan State. Set up beautifully by Kelsey Coopers in the middle. 18-12, side out to Michigan State. Lauren Wazinski back to serve.
Well, you could see before the game these two teams were fired up. They're rivals and they want to win a championship even though it's spring ball.
Yep, got to have those bragging rights. Big kill by Valerie Nickel of Purdue on a great back set. 19-12, and Nickel will go back and serve. Valerie Nichols had a good championship so far, bunch of kills, and she will get this one over. Cross-court set over to Galloway, and she fires it right to the middle for a point. So back and forth they go, but Michigan State's got to get a rally going.
And Galloway has been the secret weapon for the Spartans this whole day. She's not the star of the team, but she is showing up everywhere on the score sheet.
Kristen Muir comes into the game for the first time to serve, and good setup and kill by Catherine Rybarczyk of the Boilermakers. 20-13 now. As again, back and forth we go, and Amanda Neal will go back and serve.
Boilermakers trying to get it, tie this match up at 1-1.
Neal gets it over. Now a big spike, but a double block by Adelaja Andrews. 21-13. Purdue with an 8-point lead late in this set number 2. As you mentioned, they lost set number 1, 25-23. Trying to send it to the all-or-nothing third set. Serve gets over to the back line. 2 bumps and a good set by Travis Galloway, or Taylor Galloway, right to the other side of the court in the open area. 21-14.
Galloway knew exactly where the hole was. There was no one over on the left side of Purdue's defense. Great play by Galloway.
So now it is Kelly back to serve. She will get it over to the back line. Nickel cross court to Epinesa. Good dig by Moser. And sent back over, just over the net by Lauren Wazinski. And that threw off the Purdue Boilermakers. 21-15.
And a lucky break right there for the Spartans. But, hey, they'll take it.
Got to be lucky sometimes to win a championship. Kelly with the serve. Good middle set and a block by Michigan State. Alexis Matthews right into the middle. And timeout Purdue. Their lead's been cut to 5. 21-16 here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com as well as SportsTownChicago.com. Brendan Marshall alongside Tommy Carroll.
And the Spartans try and claw back in this. If they can get this in 2 sets, they would love to go home and get on that bus back to East Lansing. But, Brendan, if you're Michigan State right now, what are you saying in the huddle if you're a coach?
Well, they've been doing very well defensively the last few possessions after not being able to focus, seemed like, in the early parts of this set. And so, you got to keep it going. You got to stay focused and have that killer instinct. You'd rather not have to go to the all-or-nothing set number 3 because you never know. You'd rather sweep your rivals 2-0, and they just got to tell them to keep it going here. Team that calls the timeout usually changes the momentum. Let's see if Purdue can do exactly that. Serve is over by Kristen Kelly, and left-handed kill by Annie Drews, 22-16.
You're exactly right, Brendan. You called it.
Seen too much volleyball this year, and it always, most of the time, seems to work that way. It's crazy, really. More than any other sport, I'd say. Carly Kramer gets it over. Now a little front set, and a good kill by Alexis Matthews right over the head of Kramer. 22-17.
Hanging around, only down 5. Galloway back to serve.
Taylor Galloway, outside hitting sophomore. From the right side, gets it over the net. Good little set there, and a lift or 4 hits. Either way, it's a Michigan State point, and they are down 22-18.
Michigan State regaining momentum right now, only down 4. Can Galloway get them back in it?
She does get it over. Good dig by Kramer, and then a big roof by Alexis Matthews. Almost too good of a dig by Carly Kramer. She set up Matthews perfectly for a kill or a roof. 22-19, 3 straight points for the Spartans.
That hit would have went through a roof.
22-19, Galloway gets it over again to the left side. Nickel cross-court spike to Epinesa, and Epinesa was blocked by State, but they keep it alive and will get it over on a Galloway spike, actually blocked right at the net. And now Wazinski will get it to the Purdue side. Back set over to, wow, the net, and they do get it over to the Purdue side. Michigan State does. Now Drews sends it back over with a left-handed kill. And big block there, double block, Kiera Jones and Annie Drews, and that's a big rally for Purdue to win.
It was a very exciting rally. Corey Moser doing her best for Michigan State to keep that alive, but Purdue comes out with the point, and they're 2 points away from sending this to a do-or-die, Game 3.
Kate Workman, defensive specialist freshman, is going to come into the game and serve it. Gets it over to the back line, little set, and Matthews, Purdue able to keep it alive, and Jones sends it over on the 3rd hit. Good job by Epinesa. Now Matthews gets it open in the middle of the courts and gets a kill, 23-20 now.
Spartans still alive, and a great job by Epinesa to keep that ball alive. But the Spartans come out with the point.
Just like set number 1, we're coming down to the wire. Moser, and now Epinesa will send it back. Good dig by Galloway. Over to Wazinski, cross court, dug out, but hit the netting on the wall, and that means the ball's dead. 23-21 on the Wazinski kill.
And we have not heard her name very much in this last set. She's the best player on the floor, and she just proved it. She needs to get back into this.
Moser, good diving effort by Rachel Davis to keep it alive on the 2nd hit and send it over. Now a decoy by Michigan State, and it works. It almost didn't, but Lauren Wazinski able to spike it from behind her head and into the open area. 23-22, here comes Sparty.
It didn't look like Wazinski knew exactly that was coming, but still the All-American adjusts and makes it happen.
Yep, timeout now on the floor as Purdue's going to try to hold off Sparty. It was Sparty in set number 1 that had to hold off the Boilermakers as Purdue tied it. Came back from 6 down to tie it at 23, and then Michigan State with a well-placed spike by Wazinski and kill, and then a well-placed serve, able to win set 1 in the final minutes, and now they're trying to do it again with the Spring Volleyball Championship here at the Great Lakes Center in Aurora on the line. And I'm sure they'd like to go home. It's been a long day for them, and sure they'd like to get this game over with, Sparty.
Go home in East Lansing and root against those Michigan Wolverines in the Final Four tonight.
That's true. Final Four tonight. Louisville, Wichita State, and then Michigan and Syracuse.
I'm back in action.
Corey Moser now will go back and try to tie the game, serving it for Michigan State, and sent back over by Purdue on an Epinesa set, but then it's Wyszynski, who was double blocked by Nickel and Jones. Big play for Purdue. They're going for set point right now.
And guess who is serving?
The bomber, Sam Epinesa. From the back line of the left side of the court, high ball, hard hit, and she'll get it over. Good dig by Wyszynski, and then it's Matthews in the middle of the court, dug out by the libero, and then a big spike by Kiera Jones right through the double block of Michigan State. All or nothing set 3 coming up in just a few minutes here on SportsTownChicago.com and ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
My name is Mark Ward.
I'm Jason Canuck.
I'm Casey Canuck.
And we're the good guys on Sportstown Chicago. Hey guys, you like the Bears?
How about the Bulls?
Or just Chicago baseball?
Sorry, Fire fans. Ooh, and they are sorry. Well then, you've come to the right place, because we're going to rev you up for the Bears game.
Every Sunday morning from 10 to 12.
So grab your Bloody Mary or a hot cup of coffee.
And forget about what happened the night before, and let's talk some Chicago sports.
Right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
It's an experience you'll never forget, my dearest true friend.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. Dad, what am I going to be when I grow up? A Major League first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hey Chicago, it's Rufio here. People always ask me how I got my start in radio, and I tell them I'm an Illinois Center for Broadcasting graduate. With the on-air and behind-the-scenes training I received, I was able to be placed in an internship at KISS FM, and now I'm on the air. Classes meet 3 times a week, day or night, and in just 1 year, you'll be on your way to a career in radio or TV. So go to beonair.com/career for more information. Don't wait. Enroll now at beonair.com/career.
Are you looking for a place to get all your AHL news? Then tune in Wednesdays from 4 to 6 and listen to the Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com. We will talk about the Chicago Wolves and the Rockford IceHogs. Analyze every goal, save, and win for both teams, including exclusive interviews of coaches and players and much, much more. Again, CHC airs Wednesdays from
Back here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and SportsTownChicago.com at the Great Lakes Volleyball Center in Aurora. Well, a long day, and of course it comes down to a all-or-nothing set number 3 in the championship, Tommy.
And it comes to 2 big rivals, 15th and 16th ranked Michigan State and Purdue. Couldn't ask for more, though. It's a long day, but hey, it's some great volleyball.
That was Tommy Carroll, and my name is Brendan Marshall. Hope you're enjoying the broadcasts all day on both ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and SportsTownChicago.com. However, if you can't stand me after a while, I understand. First serve will go to Michigan State's Kristen Kelly. She will get it over. Big return by Purdue, and Epinesa with a kill past a diving Kelly. Kelly really had to defend herself on that one. It came right at her at, 100 miles an hour maybe, 105?
Give or take. Epinesa must be the MVP for Purdue in this match so far.
Well, she is one of the best players in the nation coming out of high school. And then a big spike and kill by Alexis Matthews. Back comes Michigan State.
1-1 here.
Yeah, and the last match, I believe Michigan State and Marquette went to 32-30. So I I have to be honest, I have to expect a match like that in this final one. Kira Jones will get it over for Purdue on the third hit. Matthews sends it back. Good dig by Purdue, but Kira Jones on the second hit sends a line drive back to the back line that nobody could field. So Sparty with a 2-1 lead, and Taylor Galloway will go back and serve. Galloway now will get it over, dug out by Neal, and sent back over to Drews, and Drews had it blocked right into the net. So point Michigan State once again, 3-1. And the team that has gotten off to the early lead in the first two sets has won. So a good sign for Michigan State, but far, far from over. Galloway will get it back over. And now it is Nickel sending it cross-court to Epinesa. She was double blocked, but Purdue keeps it alive. And Nickel sends a standing spike right into the net. So point for Michigan State. And Purdue's going to call a quick timeout here, down 4-1. Had the momentum at the end of the second set, but got to keep it going. And they have not. They are down 4-1. Good start by the Spartans.
Coach Shondell for Purdue is shaking his head as he calls that timeout. Does not want this set to get away from him early. So good timeout in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. This is all or nothing, and you gotta leave it all on the floor. You're probably, I don't know if you're gonna play another game in the spring. So this is pretty much it, seems like, and you want to leave it all out on the floor, literally and figuratively, and so. Got to have that effort. I know you've been playing all day, but they're professional volleyball players, no matter how amateur they are, really, because they play all the time.
Absolutely.
Taylor Galloway now gets it back over. Good dig, and then a setup for Jones. Double block by Michigan State. Purdue keeps it alive. Epinesa double blocked again. Now Jones with a little set to the right side of the court, and she keeps it in bounds as it contacted the line. 4-2. Good job by Purdue. Good job by Kiera Jones, the sophomore middle blocker.
A little tricky play right there. Great job by the sophomore.
Workman set by Wazinski. Now a back set to Galloway, and Galloway hits it into the perfect spot as a diving Workman hits it into a diving Neal. Point to Michigan State, 5-2 Spartans.
Moser and Wisniewski, maybe the All-Americans, but Galloway's been playing extraordinarily well all day long.
Volbero Moser now will get it over on the serve. Davis, cross-court set to Epinesa. She gets it over. State keeps it alive. Good dig by Moser, and then sent back over by Galloway. Now it's a back set by Davis to Valerie Nickel, and she makes a big impact again. 5-3. Michigan State's lead cut to 2. And Epinesa going to go back and serve.
Epinesa from Glen Carbon, Illinois, Southern Illinois.
And a fastball to the back line. Good dig by the libero. And now sent back over. Purdue keeps it alive. And a soft kill attempt by Valerie Nickel, but it was short of the net. So give the point to Sparty. They are up 6-3. As Hallie Peterson will come into the game, as well as Kelsey Coopers for the Spartans. Peterson will go back and serve. She's setter. She's a freshman. And Purdue unable to return it, so an ace for Hallie Peterson, 7-3 Spartans.
Peterson also been very effective in this tournament.
Peterson wearing the green headband. And she will get it over on the serve. Dug out by Fox. Back set. And Kiera Jones right into the net as they're trying these soft kills and they're not going anywhere. So 8-3 the score, and looks like they're going to switch sides as we are in the middle of set number 3. They will do that. And now Sparty Hallie Peterson will be on the near side as Michigan State will go from near to far. Purdue will be coming towards you as they return the ball.
8-3, Michigan State. Pulling away a little bit, but Purdue, they can answer.
They're a great team indeed. Davis with a cross-court set to Rubarczyk, and it was double blocked by Michigan State, but I think they're going to call a net violation on the Spartans. So big point for Purdue, big side out, and they are down 8-4.
So they answer back in one form or another, but Kiara Jones serving, trying to cut this lead down to 3.
Kiara Jones will get it over. Good dig by Moser. And then sent over to Galloway. She gets it over. Good dig by Jones. And now over to Rabarczyk, and she spikes it a little bit too hard. 9-4, as that almost killed the bleachers.
We're right above these bleachers right here, so we can see. We're a little bit guarded, though.
If they spike one high enough to us, that'll be pretty impressive. Back set by Purdue on the return, and a good job by Adelaja, but a good dig by Moser. And now another great attempt by Purdue, Hillary Fox, but she dug it into the netting, so point Michigan State. They are up 10-4, and Wazinski will go back to serve. Timeout, Purdue. 10-4 the score, and Purdue, not a good start in this one. As I mentioned, the team that has gotten off to the lead in the first 2 sets of this championship match has held on and won despite challenges by the other team.
And I cannot say enough more about Corey Moser. She, to me, has stood out the most in this tournament just because she's been flying around, diving everywhere. That last play, a tremendous dig to keep it alive. She's a co-captain, an All-American, as we've said, and she's showing it so far today. And Corey Moser, she may be tiny, but she sacrifices her body, and she does not care. Very impressive libero.
Well, yeah, you gotta be that impressive to be the libero, and only a sophomore taking the lead for her team. Now serve will be made by Wazinski, and that one is way out of bounds.
Uncharacteristic there by Wazinski.
Yeah, so 10-5, Purdue gets the side out, and they will serve it now. Valerie Nickel will get it over the net. Moser with the dig. Cross-court set to Galloway. She gets it over. Purdue able to keep it alive. And now Rabarczyk, it contacts the net, but it also contacted Michigan State blocker and went out of bounds. So point to Purdue. They're down 10-6.
And that's a big point for Purdue. They did not want to go down 11-5 and have this game close out.
Nickel will get it over. Back set by Peterson, and a kill by Jasmine White. Or no, they're going to give that point to Purdue as White was blocked, actually.
And Purdue showing a lot of toughness, some mental toughness and fortitude, hanging in there.
They've made 3 straight points. Back set by Peterson over to Galloway. Galloway got it blocked but keeps it alive. Now spiked over by Coopers. Sent back over, and then big kill in the middle of the court by Catherine Rabarczyk for Purdue. They've made 4 straight points, and now Michigan State will call a timeout. And I think we've had more timeouts in set 3 than we've had in the first 2 combined.
I think so, Brendan. Well, we have a 10-8 game right here. Third set of this championship match between 2 Big Ten rivals, Michigan State and Purdue.
Yeah, crowd during the timeouts have usually been pretty subdued. There hasn't been anything to keep them going. They've cheered the rallies and the points, but during the timeouts it sounds like a Morgan here. Sounds like I'm talking over everything, and everybody can hear me.
Well, you can certainly hear a needle dropping here, but I think it's because of the tension. This is the championship match, and a lot of these Michigan State and Purdue fans are parents of the players, and they have to be nervous. I know I would be if my daughter was out there.
Well, also factoring in all the volleyball, other than a little exhibition on the left side, is over for today, so this is the only thing going on. The other teams have left and have gone back home, so a little quieter in here than it's been all day, but it's been a heck of a day here on SportsTownChicago.com and ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Nickel gets the serve over, sent back over by White of Michigan State. Purdue keeps it alive, and Rabarczyk gets it through the block, but Michigan State keeps it alive and sets up Kelsey Coopers in the middle of the court. And she gets a kill, 11-8 Spartans.
The unsung hero for the Spartans.
So Jasmine White, sophomore middle blocker and outside hitter, will serve it. Dug out by Fox, and then Nickel will set up Rabarczyk. She gets it over, but Michigan State able to keep it alive off the block. And then the third spike attempt by Maggie Holleran, will be sent right into the net for Michigan State. Holleran seeing her first action of the match. And an attack error for her, 11-9. Michigan State still up, but Purdue serving Amanda Neal.
And another service error, and again, Purdue kicking themselves.
Haven't had one for a while, but you can't have those, especially the later this match gets. So Kristen Kelly now will go back and serve for the Spartans from the near side. She gets it over the back line. Good dig by Gardner, and a big spike by the left-handed hammer of Annie Drews. 12-10.
Powerful spike right there by Annie Drews.
So Carly Kramer, libero, she's a junior. She'd be a senior, but she redshirted. She gets it over. Good set by Wazinski to set up a kill by Alexis Matthews in the middle of the court. 13-10 now. And Taylor Galloway will go back and serve. Galloway now gets it over, dug out by the libero, and libero Kramer will get it back over on the third hit. Michigan State now keeps it alive. Alexis Matthews, another hammer. 14-10.
And we've got match point coming up for the championship. Michigan State up 14. They need one more.
Yep, some of the crowd standing here as Galloway gets it over. Now a big spike by Epinesa through the block of Michigan State. And point to Purdue.
And the crowd is on their feet. The Spartan fans, the Purdue fans, anxious. They want a championship. They want the bragging rights.
Epinesa, or excuse me, that was killed there by Michigan State, and that was Wazinski finishing off the day with a kill for Michigan State, and they win this one 15-11 in the third set and win the match 2-1. So that's it here for the Spring Volleyball Tournament at the Great Lakes Center in Aurora. Alongside Tommy Carroll, my name is Brendan Marshall. We hope you have a fine afternoon and enjoy watching the Final Four tonight. And we thank you for listening to dual coverage here on SportsTownChicago.com and ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hi, my name is Mark Ward.
I'm Jason Canuck.
I'm Casey Canuck.
And we're the good guys on Sportstown Chicago. Hey guys, you like the Bears?
How about the Bulls? Or just Chicago baseball?
Sorry, Fire fans. Ooh, and they are sorry. Well then, you've come to the right place because we're going to rev you up for the Bears game.
Every Sunday morning from 10 to 12.
So grab your Bloody Mary or a hot cup of coffee.
And forget about what happened the night before and let's talk some Chicago sports.
Right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
It's an experience you'll never forget, my dearest true friend.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow